Hello everyone, it's Celeste again, and there is where I normally film my vlogs, but due to the fact that the wasps seem to have an extensively hard hold on the area, because Evie, my fiance, he knocked the nest down, and they proceeded to build a new nest about 3 days later. So I cannot make my vlogs there anymore. But anyway, I am back at it again. I know I have been absent for, I think, a month and a half, but I've had a lot going on. After my last doctor's appointment, I'm not sure, I think I mentioned that I got an inhaler for my asthma symptoms. And the inhaler did do some good for a couple of days, but after that, I started reacting to it, and I started needing it more and more, and it got to where I was using it 4 times a day, the full dosage. Like, when I started, I could use 1 puff off of the thing, which is a half a dose, and not have a single issue. And now, or not now, but when I stopped using it, I was using 2 puffs at a time 4 times a day, and I was still having major issues. And it was starting to scare the living crap out of me because, you know, there's nothing like just simply not being able to breathe. Anyway, I am braving the wasp nests because, content. Anyway, it's really scary not being able to breathe. So, when I was, having those issues, especially considering they were due to an albuterol inhaler, I stopped using it immediately and just went back to drinking 2 and 3 cups of that tea I was drinking. And as long as I drink at least 2 a day, my symptoms are largely gone. I also have been looking into natural remedies because this has just kind of solidified my belief that I am just one of those people that natural remedies work better than regular ones, because I have a history of every time a doctor's ever tried to put me on a medication or something, it always ends up giving me half, if not all, of the side effects that are potentially there, not to mention the whole, fact that, it's just not that healthy to be using those things all the time, and you can get dependent and all sorts of things. And, it's not that I, have any issue with allopathic medicine. It's just, it's not something that works with my body chemistry very well. So, I did keep the albuterol inhaler in case I have an asthma attack, and, that, requires that or go to the hospital. I mean, obviously, if it's that or the hospital, inhaler, please. But I have been looking into alternative remedies other than the tea, because the tea works, but it just doesn't keep a hold on it as well as I would like it to. It makes it about 80% better, but I still wheeze at night sometimes. I still get short of breath when I do a lot of exercise, and if it's super, super hot outside, because I've discovered some people have issues with humidity. So here in Alabama, yesterday or the day before, yeah, it was the day before, it was 84% humidity outside. But it was also really, really hot. And it was giving me a few issues. But I can stand outside when it's chilly in the rain and not have an issue in the world. So I'm pretty sure it's the heat. Yeah, there's that. But I've been looking into alternative remedies because, as I said, it makes it about 80% better. So, my mom was very kind and bought me a bottle of essential oil that's, it's a Breathe blend. I will link it in the description. I put affiliate links down there. If you like my content, click on my link. If you're going to shop on Amazon anyway, at least let me know that you're thinking about me. Please. Anyway, that is a really nice oil. It has a nice smell to it, and it does help me a lot. And she also got me these little aluminum tubes that have a little glass vial. And the way that it screws into the top, it actually doesn't touch the aluminum, so it can't really break, which I really appreciate. And I got 3 of those, and I put that essential oil in it and lavender and eucalyptus in one, which is the one that helps me the most when I'm having issues. And also I put rosemary and peppermint in one, and that helps me a lot too, but it's more of a gentle help rather than the lavender eucalyptus, like, breathe. But those have helped me a lot. I use those more than I use my actual inhaler. I haven't used it since I had those reactions, though, because I'm terrified that I'm going to get that issue again and I'm going to end up in the hospital. It's actually one of the side effects of albuterol is what they call a paradoxical bronchospasm, which means the bronchodilator in the inhaler makes your asthma attack worse, which is something because I read the entire 4-foot pamphlet in the box. Yeah, I am that person. And I was worried about that, and sure enough, it happened. So, during that mess, I called my doctor, because I'm like, because I thought my asthma was just getting worse until it dawned on me, kadunk, V8 reaction. But I called my doctor, sorry, bad lighting. I called my doctor, and she was really nice. It took me about 6 hours to get a hold of her because she was busy that day. But, there's Wasp again. Slowly walk away from the situation. But I'm like, I think I might need a daily controller medicine or something because this is not helping. And she had offered me Singular, which is a daily controller medication, when I went to the doctor, which, wasn't in the cards for me because of the magnesium stearate that they use as a bonding agent in pills, because tablets, and I'm just like, no thank you. Plus, it wasn't that bad at the time. But then, I called her, and she was like, well, I don't feel comfortable giving you a controller medication when you haven't officially been diagnosed with asthma. And I'm like, wait, hold the phone, what? Wait, what? I'm kind of backtracking a little bit. I might have covered a little bit of this in another video. But anyway, because I thought she had diagnosed me with asthma, because I have friends with asthma, and they're just like, well, you go to the doctor, and, they give you an inhaler, and they're like, if this helps, it's probably asthma. And I'm just like, okay. And then she did that, and I'm just really confused, because, like, why would you give someone medication for asthma if they weren't technically diagnosed with it? But, she told me to make an appointment with the pulmonologist. And if you've been watching my blogs, I've been kind of on and off. But I finally decided that even if I am going to treat my issues naturally, I am going to have the diagnosis eventually, just for, health records, just like someone finds me, unconscious on the side of the road somewhere, they're going to need to know this stuff. Just like, yeah. Because I believe in, like, ID bracelets and stuff when you have issues that can cause you to, like, fall over. So that's what I meant by that. But, the earliest opening I could get was in September, and the phone volleyball game I played to get that appointment was incredible, because my doctor's office called me and told me that I couldn't get the appointment until I called and made it with the actual pulmonologist, because that pulmonologist is prone to getting a lot of no-shows for referral appointments, and they require you to make your own appointments. I'm like, okay, fine. So I called them, and they're like, oh, we actually need the referral from your doctor. We require you to call and, like, say you're going to come to your appointment, but we need the referral from your doctor. Sorry, I was looking at my foot. And I'm just like, so, okay. So I called my doctor's office back, and I'm like, can you please send in all of the documents they need, the referral and all that, because I need that for my appointment. And they're like, well, we sent it an hour ago. And I'm just like, what? Because after, well, when the, no, it was after the pulmonologist office told me that I needed those records and they hadn't had them, I called my doctor's office and they said they were going to send them. So I then called the pulmonologist and they said, no, we haven't got them yet. And then I called my doctor again and they're like, oh, we sent them an hour ago. So I waited for a few more hours and then I called the pulmonologist again and they're like, B. They're like, okay, cool, we have your records, we can make you an appointment. So the closest one I could get is September 11th. I am so sorry for all of the 9/11 people out there. I am really sorry. When I got that appointment date, I'm like, but if you lost any loved ones or were injured yourself or in any way affected by the 9/11, I don't know what you call it other than a tragedy, yeah. If you were affected by the 9/11 tragedy, my condolences, my prayers. I hope that you are doing well and recovering, and your loved ones as well. But anyway, that was the date of my pulmonologist appointment. So I'm like, God bless America. Anyway, I'm not Catholic. I was just, but respect Catholics. Go guys. Anyway, so I made that appointment, and then I realized I have an allergist appointment on the 24th, so in 4 days, next Wednesday. And I mentioned it to my dad because he was the one that was going to take me, and I made sure to schedule it on his off days. But he was a little bit unhappy because his work suddenly changed his schedule without really giving him much notice, and suddenly the off day I scheduled it on was a on day. So that was like, ah! But thankfully, after lots of conversation, a little bit of freaking out, my uncle said he could take me. But also, I am going to call my insurance and arrange for a ride to my next 2 appointments because I have a gynecologist appointment on the 3rd and the pulmonologist on the 11th. So I'm just going to cut out the middleman and get my insurance to drive me and my fiance to my appointments because it's easier than trying to work it in around people's work days. Back to one of the more pointed points of this video. I've been looking for natural remedies for my asthma, and in addition to the essential oils and the different things, I also am getting, or hoping to get, I'm not sure if I'm getting it, but I'm hoping to get a, I will get it eventually, but anyway, one thing that I'm looking into is a Himalayan salt inhaler. Now, that sounds insane. It sounds insane to me too, but every single review and video I've watched has talked about how beneficial it is for people with upper respiratory illness, even if you don't technically have asthma, which, I mean, every single thing I've read online is like, yeah, I kind of think so. And, you know, I've talked to several people with asthma on the internet, and I have friends, and they're all just like, yeah, that's what it feels like. So I'm just like, okay. So, but good thing about natural remedies is even if you have an issue that isn't asthma, but it's related, then you can address it, and it will likely help whatever issue you're having anyway. Because natural medicine targets more systems than it does conditions. So, anyway, I'm looking into those and different things, and I'm doing a lot better. And I am planning on making a video of what I did on my birthday, because, again, on my blog, I went to the Natural History Museum, and we went to the local mall, and it was a lot of fun. I got lots of cool pictures and videos of strange and wonderful things, and I'm also going to do a haul of the stuff I got for my birthday eventually, so I hope that you guys will be anticipating that, as well as a few other videos. I hope that you like this video. Please don't forget to hit the like button, comment anything you think, good, bad, or ugly, just feedback is good, and subscribe to, be on for me to be on the list of your subscriptions and for my videos to pop up. Also, click the bell if you want notifications of when I post new videos. At this point, it's just irregular. I do it as much as I can. My life is like living in a cotton candy machine and trying not to get wound around the paper stick, and it's a mess. Anyway, I hope that you have a great and wonderful day. Bye!